Welcome, Smash Heads, to segment 2 of our July 16th game day. Here from CDL Studios in Tonawanda, New York, getting ready for this second segment, and should be a good one, no doubt about it. Washington Patriots on the road to take on the Phoenix Firebirds. Phoenix, they can get themselves just one win away from clinching a playoff spot if they can get themselves a win right here. So they are 2 wins away, magic number being 2 for them. They're trying to get it done. So to the home side, or to the visitor side of the field, we got the Washington Patriots, who are barely hanging on, but with Boston and Miami taking losses, still being 6 points back ain't too bad. But if they lose this game here, and let's say Buffalo wins later, Washington will officially be eliminated from playoff contention. So it's a big game for the Washington Patriots here. 6 wins, 10 losses, no ties, 1 overtime loss with those 19 points. They are 11th place or second last place in the Eastern Conference. One can wonder how they've hung on to their playoff hopes this long, but they still are. So, but they could be shot to bits right here. Phoenix with a record of 11 wins, 5 losses, no ties, 1 overtime loss. Matt Geiser's Phoenix Firebird squad has just outperformed all expectations, no doubt, this year. And in Matt Geiser's 20th anniversary, or his 20th season here in the CDL, such a big thing. They are first place in the Pacific Division. First place in the Pacific Division, but just by 1 point. So they need a win to hang on to that lead. Let's get a look at the lineups. No Fear leads the way for the Washington Patriots, followed by Orange Chevelle. At the captain spot, it's Ratitude. And at 5-point gainer, it's the rookie Hyperfin. To the home side of the field, Green Arrow, longtime veteran, leading the way for the Phoenix Firebirds, followed by Kid Custom. At the captain spot, it's going to be Power Pistons. And at 5-point gainer, it's going to be Stock 34. The front three for Phoenix been doing it this year. They've done pretty well, but now taking on a very aerodynamic No Fear. Even with that front end damage, still capable of getting flips. And both No Fear and Green Arrow are down. 5-5 the score. So that's going to bring out Orange Chevelle and Kid Custom. Defense versus offense here. Great move by Orange Chevelle to stay alive. And yet again, off the clip shot, do a barrel roll, somehow staying in it, and both cars are going to be down there. So Orange Chevelle did his job. I mean, take out the offensive side there. Well, he did give up 5 himself, but Washington finds themselves tied on the road 10-10 with the Phoenix Firebirds. Ratitude now out there to take on Power Pistons. Game tied at 10. So these two go at it. Both of them, I say, more known for their defense, but Ratitude can pose an offensive threat, I was just about to say, as he gets the flip there. 10-15, or 15-10 rather. The Patriots in the lead, looking for the upset. Stock 34, trying to send this game to overtime, almost did. Stock 34, known for his defensive skills. Remember back in 08 when he won a crash pool with the Houston Oilers. Now out here trying to tie this game up, send it to overtime. Washington looking for the upset. Ratitude on point today. And out of play goes Ratitude. He's going to be hard to get there. Going to have to try to slide him over with my foot. Or get one of those little claw reachers. That's why I need. We got one. I gotta go bring it over here. But he goes out of play, and that's going to keep the score 15-10. Patriots still trying to win. Stock 34 trying to tie it, and Stock 34 will tie it. We are headed to overtime, as Rick Generette would say. 15-15 is the score. We head to OT, and yes, folks, that's $10 more to charity right there. 5 split to St. Jude, and the other 5 to Animal Cancer Foundation. All even at 15 now. We are in overtime. Hyperfin, the rookie, trying to get it done for the Patriots. Stock 34 trying to get the win for the Firebirds. Both teams at least going to lead with a point. It's going to be Hyperfin getting the flip, and the Patriots have done it. 20-15 the final in OT, and the Washington Patriots get the upset win over the Phoenix Firebirds. I mean, you talk about a team that's just hanging on to every little straw that they can pull onto. That's the Washington Patriots, keeping their playoff hopes alive with an OT win over the Phoenix Firebirds. Now, the Firebirds do get a point for that. So they are now 2 points ahead of the LA Blades in the Pacific Division. And LA's got a tough game. They're home against Tampa Bay. That's our main event. I actually did go on ahead and make that our main event, so you're not going to see that until segment 3. Even more reason to follow. See if the Blades can take the lead in the Pacific Division, or will we see the Tampa Bay Gators clinch a playoff spot. They need a win to do it. They are actually only 1 point away from doing it, so even an overtime loss, I think at this point, would actually get the Gators in. But I have to double check that. But anyways, you know, a win gets it done for sure, right? So coming up next, the Montreal Saints on the road to take on the Mexico City Jaguars. Speaking of Brandon Kuma teams, because we were just talking about Tampa Bay, there's Mexico City about to play next. With a win, actually a tie or better, Mexico City will clinch the Central Division title. Find out if they can next. Well, Smashheads, we are back and ready for our next game on tap. International cross-conference matchup, if you will. We've got the Montreal Saints on the road to take on the Mexico City Jaguars. Both teams still with their playoff hopes alive, actually, surprisingly in a way. And, well, I should say more Montreal, surprisingly. Actually, I expected Montreal to do better this season, but they come in with a record of 4 wins, 6 losses, 2 ties, and 5 overtime losses. You got to give this team a little bit of credit, because that doesn't really sound good, but think about this. They played 17 games. Okay, they played 17 games, and they've gotten points. They picked up points in 11 out of those 17 games. The unfortunate part of picking up 11 out of those 17 games, picking up points, is that 5 out of those 11 games have been overtime losses where they only gained 1 point. So Montreal, though, with that record of 4-6-2-5, they have 21 points. They are 9th place in the Eastern Conference and 4 points back of the Buffalo Warriors for that final playoff spot. With the win today, they could tie with Miami for 8th place in the East and be just 1 point back of Boston in 7th. So, and especially if Buffalo were to lose, let's just say, they would be right there in the mix with the win. But on the home side of the field are the Mexico City Jaguars. Straight up 13 wins, 4 losses, no ties or OT losses. They got 39 points on the standings. And with a tie or better right here, they can clinch the Central Division title, which with that comes a first round bye in the playoffs. So trying to win their division, trying to become the second team to win their division this year. So let's get a look at the lineups for Lila Geyser's Montreal Saints. They lead the way with Padawan, followed by 24 Hours at the middleman spot. To the captain spot, it's Black Bullet 1, that 5-point gainer. It's 46 Jr. To the home side of the field, 48 Hours leads the way for the Mexico City Jaguars, followed by Inquisitor. At the captain spot, it's Solid Snake, and at 5-point gainer, it's Charizard. So the Jaguars, first place in the Western Conference, and Phoenix, not really a threat on their tail right now, and Blades not so much either, and Mexico City trying to get a division clinch, and of course, Montreal trying to stay in this playoff hunt for as long as they can. It's just to think, if they lose this one in regulation and Buffalo gets a win, they would be eliminated from playoff contention. So a huge game for the Saints here, as both cars go at it. Really huge for both teams. Both cars stay up off the gray shot there. And a good flip right there. 48 Hours taking Padawan down. 5-0 the score in favor of the Jaguars, and that brings out 24 Hours. So yes, here we go. 24 Hours versus 48 Hours. Identical models, and what a smack. You can hear that one halfway across the city, I think, off a little clip shot that time. That one was loud too, so they've now switched, and now 48 Hours on a play. He'll go back to his own side. 5-0 score, Mexico City in the lead, looking to make it 10-0, not going to happen. 24 Hours gets the flip, and we are tied at 5. Enter now Inquisitor for the Jaguars. So here we go, Inquisitor out there, almost had the flip. 24 Hours up to the task. Last year's league-wide Battle Royal winner put up a fight, and out of a gray shot, He gets the flip, he hangs on off of the mesh, 24 hours, gives Mexico City, or gives Montreal the lead. So the score, 10-5 now. Saints in the lead, looking for the win. As that now brings out Solid Snake. He'll tie this game up, not gonna happen. And Montreal pulls off the upset, 15-5. Just hearing a squeaking off screen, folks, so I didn't know what it was. If you wonder why it went quiet for a second. I was like, what's that squeak?
You couldn't hear a dump truck driving through a nitroglycerin plant.
Anyways, 15-5, the Montreal Saints get the win, and that's going to keep their playoff hopes alive, and it could get them right into it if Buffalo were to take a loss. But for Brandon Kuma, clinching the division, we'll have to wait another day. They'll see if they can do it against the Phoenix Firebirds on the next game day. But 15-5, a huge upset here. Montreal getting the win over Mexico City, and in fairness, the lineup was picked because this was the same lineup that beat Mexico City in the semifinals of that preseason tournament that we had. So the strategy was played, and it worked again for the Saints. So we are now halfway through our game day. Coming up next, it's another pretty big match for both teams involved. Got all these playoff games happening before the playoffs even take place. We got the Puerto Rico Playas and the Seattle Lumberjacks coming up. Stay tuned. Alright, Smash Heads, welcome back, and we've got a funny tale to tell. This one is pretty freaking hilarious, I'll be honest with you, it really is. So, I heard a squeaking sound out there, but then I heard a hiss sound like a snake, like right where I was, and I'm looking over, I'm like, is there a garden snake in the house? What the hell? No, it's the cushion I'm sitting on is like, you know, you fill it up with air, right? So, yeah, the thing has a leak in it, and it's hissing, and I'm like, where's the snake? So, halfway through this game day, and we are ready for the next game on tap. I figured that was a pretty darn good one, though, but, hey, you know, if there are spectators here, I'd be expecting rubber snakes to come out of the field or something. That'd be kind of funny, right? But, you know, it's karma coming back to me for all the pranks I used to play on Lila Geyser, and that was her team winning in that last game. But when I was younger, rubber snakes were one of my prank specialties to pull on Mom. So, you know, anyway. Karma does return to you, folks. The Puerto Rico Playas on the road to take on the Seattle Lumberjacks. It's our next match on tap. Puerto Rico comes in with a record of 6 wins, 9 losses, no ties, and 2 overtime losses. They are still in this hunt. 20 points on the season so far. They can get the 23 with the win here, and they need to in order to keep their playoff hopes alive. They can get the 23 points, and even if Buffalo wins, it wouldn't matter at this point. But, again, they need to get that win to keep those league playoff hopes and whatever they have left alive. On the home side, the Seattle Lumberjacks, they are under some pressure here. They only have 30 points, right? 9 wins, 6 losses, 1 tie, and 1 overtime loss. They came into this game day 6th place in the Western Conference, but with Chicago getting a win, that has moved Seattle back into 7th right now. So they need a win to stay ahead of the wind attack right here. We'll see if they can get it. Let's get a look at the lineups for both sides. Leading the way for Alex Johnson's Puerto Rico Playas is Sub-Zero, followed by Rowdy at the middleman spot. To the captain spot, it's going to be Raditoo Jr., he's a rookie, and at 5-point gainer is Blue BMW. To the home side of the field, Rocket Oil leads the way for the Seattle Lumberjacks, a league-operated team. Following him out there would be 76. At the captain spot is Black Spectite, and at 5-point gainer, it's going to be Crazy Eyes. So both teams set and ready to go for this one. Sub-Zero and Rocket Oil going at it. And when both of these cars are on, they can put on one heck of a show. They can do good things. And now they go up against each other. And so far, nothing to give between the two. Sub-Zero and Rocket Oil. Lumberjacks and Playas going head-to-head here. Good move by Sub-Zero. Both these cars really with that spin game, they like to keep that low center of gravity as we are still scoreless after the end of play, and both cars again need to stay up here. So the match continues. And that time an interference, but Sub-Zero is still up in the process. And look at that, the spin cycle being pulled by Sub-Zero and handling the edge, that can be tough to do. To stay in the spin cycle, even though you're going off the edge of the wood field, or the fabric-covered wood field, that's basically what this is. And if you're spinning as you're doing it, it can be difficult. But that time, Sub-Zero down, 5-0. Lumberjacks in the lead. Hard fought, 5-0. So could Rocket Oil be a little worn out? Rowdy trying to take advantage of that. And gets a good flip. So the score, tied at 5 apiece, as that now brings out 76. We got two of the heaviest cars in the league, made of metal. They have been casted, folks. And this should make some pretty sounds. I told you it makes some pretty sounds, but 76 on the short end there. 10-5, Playas in the lead, looking for the win. As that brings out Black Spec Type for the Lumberjacks. He'll try to tie this thing up. They switch sides. Rowdy, he's a smash mouth heavyweight, but goes down there off of the gray shot. So the score now tied at 10. Enter Ratitude Jr., the rookie. Game tied at 10. Puerto Rico giving Seattle all they can handle here. They are the underdogs, trying to win this thing on the road. Seattle feeling right at home on the hard field. Of course, if you didn't know, Puerto Rico is a soft field team. Well, that time, bad roll. Not even going to count. Back to their own side, didn't like it. Official doesn't like it, we do it again. And that's indeed what we are doing. And what a move! Somehow Black Spec Tight stayed alive. Oh, mama, I'll put him in the K-pop video with that move. But now both cars are down and we're heading to overtime. Here in the Car Demolition League, Seattle and Puerto Rico going to OT. All tied at 15 now. It's blue BMW for the Puerto Rico Playas. It's crazy eyes for the Seattle Lumberjacks. Here we go in OT. Both cars are down. And this one is going to end the way it started. Tied. 15-15 the final. And we haven't had a tie in a while in this league. But we just had one just now. So 2 points go to both teams. So Chicago got up to 32 points today, so they have a record of 10-6-0-2, and Seattle now 9-6-2-1 to get their 32 points. So that is actually going to keep Chicago ahead. Pardon me, folks. That'll keep Chicago ahead of Seattle, even though they're tied in points. The Wind Attack have more wins. 10 wins better than 9 wins. So, Chicago currently holding down that last playoff spot. Well, then again, they could be in 5th, right? Depending on what Detroit does, because now Detroit has the fire, basically, to Detroit's feet, because if they lose their game, they drop all the way to 7th, leaving Chicago and Seattle in the 5th and 6th spot. So, pressure on the Devils. And that they're going to be playing in the final segment of the day. But coming up next is the final game of our second segment. And that's going to be the Gowanda Outlaws and the Houston Oilers. Big match for both teams. And it's coming up next. Stay tuned. Welcome back, Smash Heads. Time for the last game of our second or middle segment of the day. We've got the Gowanda Outlaws. In case you're wondering, like you're new to this league, you're new to this whole operation or sport or whatever, what is Gowanda? Where's Gowanda, New York? It's in New York, yes. It's about 45 minutes south of the city of Buffalo. This game has its roots in Western New York. To basically put it, that's why there's 2 teams in the area. We got Buffalo and Gowanda. So the Gowanda Outlaws, 12 wins, 3 losses, 2 ties, 40 points on the season, and with the win right here, they can put themselves just 1 point away from clinching the Northeast Division. So big game here for the Outlaws. Of course, the New York Empire took a loss today, but the Empire still had the advantage on wins. It should have come down to that. So Gowanda trying to do everything that they can do. The Houston Oilers, they are in a bit of a fight themselves right now. If we look at the Western Conference, 10 wins, 6 losses, no ties, 1 overtime loss. That is the Houston Oilers. 31 points on the season. They are tied for second place in their division. But here's the thing now, that Houston's in this situation. I think I'm looking at the right one, right? So Houston and Detroit came in tied for 4th place with 31 points. Well, right now, Chicago and Seattle have 32 points. So Houston could be the team that oddball out. They've been kind of talking on Detroit this whole time. Houston's right there tied with them with 31 points. So both Chicago and Seattle have gotten to 32. So that has moved Detroit actually into 6th and Houston out of the playoffs. So anyways, it's so close in the West. I mean, really, it can almost be hard to follow because of how close that race is. So let's get a look at the lineups here. So it's Reptile leading the way for the Gowanda Outlaws here in this one, followed by Hammer. At the captain spot is Black Spinebuster, and at 5-point gainer is Demon 4. To the home side, the Houston Oilers leading the way today with Blue Indian, followed by Cirque Crate Custom. At the captain spot, it's Y, and at 5-point gainer, it's going to be Sonic Boom. So when we played the last game day on Tuesday, the Eastern and Western Conference teams went head-to-head like they are today, and it was a 6-even draw. Both the conferences won 6 games right now. Let's see, 1-1, 2-1 West, 3-1 West, 3-2, 4-2, 4-2 and 1. So the West has the advantage. Can Houston keep that momentum going? We'll find out. Reptile and Blue Indian leading us off. Oh, somebody's wheel is gone. I think somebody's wheel is gone. No, it's not. They'll be switching sides. I thought somebody's wheel was gone, but that was definitely a piece of debris that came flying at me. These two will continue, and Reptile has a good flip. So with Reptile getting that flip, 5-0 the score, Gowanda in the lead. That brings out Cirque Crate Custom, and Cirque Crate Custom down. 10-0 in favor of the Outlaws. And the Outlaws had their way with the Chicago wind attack, and they look to be doing the same here with the Houston Oilers. 10-0 as that brings out Y, and Y will keep the Oilers in this game. Such a good defensive card that he is. He's been showing up this season, no doubt about it. 10-5 the score. Outlaws looking for the win now with Hammer. And Hammer taken down by Y. Houston fighting back. 10-10 the scores. That now brings out Spinebuster. My mistake. Black Spinebuster for the Outlaws. And off of the mesh, staying alive. Both cars still in this thing as they continue their battle. What a matchup. You see the top 2 teams in the Northeast Division taking losses today. It might happen. Houston gets the win here, and look at this, the pressure being applied by Y. Almost had another flip. Just look at that wheel hanging up on Black Spinebuster. Oh my goodness, he might lose that thing. They would have to call a timeout if he did. And he's going to be down here, though. So Black Spinebuster taken out by Y, who's looking for the captain's day. He's on a roll right now, 15-10. Y is showing everybody up. And look at this one. Y has the flip. Captain's day complete, 15-10. Oh boy, here come the Oilers with the win over the Gowanda Outlaws as they get the job done here. Houston 15, Gowanda 10. And I think that Northeast Divisional race is going to stay close up to the very end. So Toronto's still in the race because of that. They're still in that division title race. Toronto is. With the win, they get the 36 points, which would put them just 4 points shy of the Gowanda Outlaws, who are still first place in the Northeast Division. They got 40 points. New York has 37. Toronto will be trying to get to 36 when we start the 3rd and final segment of this game day. Toronto will be on the road against the Denver Mustangs, but so far the West's been proven best here on July 16th. So, that being said, thank you for watching segment 2. Subscribe, hit the bell, and get ready for more action because segment 3 will be uploaded fairly soon. I can only say this much, it'll be by the end of the evening, right? Or by the end of the night, right? So, do click it. We got Toronto and Denver, Buffalo versus Detroit, Philadelphia on the road against San Diego, and then Tampa Bay taking on Los Angeles in our main event, and that might be a very epic matchup. 2 rival team owners, Alex Johnson and Brandon Kuma. Alex for the Blades and Brandon for the Gators. So always fun to see those 2 team owners lock up, especially when they end up having a great game, and they can have some really great games. So Brandon's looking for some revenge from earlier in the season when LA beat Mexico City, so I'm pretty sure Brandon would like to lead Tampa Bay to a little revenge win there. So anyways, that'll be coming up in segment 3. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in a bit with segment 3. Again, subscribe, hit the bell. I'm talking too damn much.